What's up, Cafeños? Welcome back to Cafe con Leche Travels. I'm Travis.
I'm David.
And today we're going to be talking about what to bring when you're packing for a move to Mexico.
So let's go. Today we want to talk about what we brought, what we didn't bring, what we wish we would have brought. Make sure you stick around till the end of the video because we also want to share what we learned from another expat's horror story.
Ooh. All right, we're gonna start off by showing you everything we brought upstairs in our closet. So let's go. Oh, hey there.
Welcome to our closet.
I didn't clean this at all before bringing a camera in here. This is what it normally looks like.
No.
Okay, so if you've been with us from the start, you know that we arrived to Mexico with 4 suitcases. Before we came, we sold almost everything we owned, which included a ton of our clothes.
A ton.
Especially our winter clothes, because we knew that we were coming to MERIDA, which is extremely hot in the summer and just normal hot in the winter.
Today's high on February 10th is 91 degrees.
Needless to say, we didn't need a lot of long sleeve shirts, we didn't need a lot of pants.
We didn't need a lot of clothes. So now we're gonna show you what we brought from America to Mexico. So let's dig in here. Got some sweatshirts, just 2. I've never worn these.
I also brought 2 long sleeve warm sweatshirts, never worn them, not once. I also brought 2 coats, a raincoat, a regular kind of lighter jacket, and like a running, like an Under Armour. Never worn them, not once, not a single time.
I brought some like fun shirts, fun short sleeve shirts, just for like variety, for videos and stuff like that. But it's only like 3 or 4.
Yeah, same. I brought a couple short sleeve, which if you check out my other YouTube channel where I do read alouds for kids, this is what I'm wearing. And then after that, all of the short sleeves are just t-shirts,
Yep.
which is what we live in.
Yes, lots of black t-shirts, lots of athletic shorts because COVID, we're not going anywhere. A couple pairs of jeans, never worn.
I brought a pair of corduroys.
Because we're stuck in 1986.
Well, first of all, I like corduroys, but I would die if I wore these here. I would melt into a puddle. If you're coming to the Yucatan, you don't need corduroys. I brought 2 pairs of jeans and a pair of khakis.
Although we go out in public and we see people with pants and long sleeve shirts on and we're just like, how are you doing?
I don't. People wear jeans and it blows my mind. But we brought them, we have them just in case we go somewhere where we need jeans.
We also have, just sock undergarments. I brought 3 pairs of shoes.
Undergarments.
Undergarments.
We're like 1800s in our undergarments.
And I bought 3 pairs of shoes and a pair of running shoes.
I surfed in Los Angeles and thought I might continue surfing here. I still might, but I have my wetsuit, which I did not need to bring because while the Pacific Ocean is freezing, this beach is not freezing. The water is so warm. I do hope to go on a surf vacation trip still in life, so I'm gonna hang on to this because it was expensive, but I probably didn't need to pack it for the Yucatan.
I brought my hats because I love my hats. And that is basically it.
All of our clothes fit into 1 suitcase each. So everything on my side fit into my clothes suitcase, and everything on David's fit into his suitcase.
So to recap, don't bring cold weathered clothing because you will not need it whatsoever.
And when we were packing, I was like, yeah, but I bet it gets cool at night, and maybe, I don't know what I thought, but we haven't touched them. So maybe bring a couple, maybe a pair or 2 of pants, maybe a light jacket if you're the type of person that gets chilly, but generally you don't need it. Second tip is if you are a larger person like we are tall and big-footed men.
Make us sound like we're Yetis or something.
No, but if you have, I don't know, over a size 9, 10 US men's shoes, or you are large or extra large in the States or bigger than that, you are probably going to have trouble finding sizes in the local stores. We went shoe shopping, if you remember when we went to the Cenotes, and we were trying to find just like flip-flops. The only thing David could find that like barely didn't even really fit his feet were those Crocs.
Yeah, and funny story, I went to go buy some undergarments and it said grande on the package, but when I went to go check out, the lady like stopped me and was like, "Are you sure this is your size? Because you can't bring them back." And I was like, "They're large, yeah." They don't fit.
Grande here is not grande in the United States. So if you're a bigger size, bring enough that will comfortably last you for a bit, and then you can always order stuff online, or maybe there's stores that we just haven't seen yet.
So that was everything we brought in our closed suitcase, and now we want to tell you about everything we brought in our other suitcase. So let's go do that now. So we were given the tip that electronics cost more in Mexico than they would in the States, which is true. So we made sure we brought the things that we thought and knew we were going to use most frequently.
So that was our laptops, obviously, external hard drives. We wanted to make sure we had everything we use for filming, and smart plugs and Alexas. I love a good Alexa.
We have too many.
They're super helpful. And so they were very space efficient to pack, and they work anywhere in the world.
I made them change the name to Echo because Alexa sounds like a human and she's not a human.
David's not as big of a fan of Alexas as I am.
She scares me.
They're good for like music and speakers around the house, and also to get spied on by Amazon. It's fine. Everything's fine.
So now we want to talk about what not to bring. We don't want to tell you how to live your life, but we're trying to make it a little bit easier for you. We kind of came here knowing that we wanted to get a space that already had majority of the things we needed, like furniture and TVs and microwaves and all those big items, because we did not want to ship those.
And we knew it was possible. We knew that there were plenty of furnished listings, and so we were just focusing our search on those. So you don't need to bring all of the things you need for a house. We were able to buy towels and sheets and pots and pans and everything that we needed very inexpensively at stores here like Walmart and other local grocery stores. So we didn't bring any of those things and saved a ton of space. So next we want to talk about what we wish we brought. We did make a couple of mistakes. Hopefully you won't repeat these same mistakes.
So a couple of things we didn't really think about is having a carbon monoxide detector and a smoke alarm. The house that we're in right now currently doesn't have those things. It's not necessarily part of the building code here in Mexico, so we didn't think about that. So now we have to go find some to put in our home. So it's important to maybe bring some, especially if you're planning on moving from house to house.
Another thing we wish we brought was a Wi-Fi mesh system. So we said that electronics cost more here, and they do. We were able to get high-speed internet, which if you watched our live video, we went into how that all happened. It was very exciting. But what we discovered is the house is bigger here, and so we needed a Wi-Fi mesh system and able to spread the Wi-Fi out over the house. We had to buy it online. It wasn't too much more expensive, but if you already have one in the States, or you know that you're coming to a bigger house in Mexico, it is definitely something that won't take up a lot of space in your suitcase and will be extremely helpful, especially if you're moving to one of the older properties in Centro Merida, because they're built with a lot of the thick stone walls, and Wi-Fi definitely is not going to be going through those. So you need it to like bounce around from room to room. We'll link the one that we got below.
And it is good.
It's a great endorsement.
It is good.
It is.
Good. Another thing I wish I brought were black hair care products. That's not necessarily in demand here. So there's not a lot of places to find that where you can go out to a store and buy specific products for black hair and for black skin. And the last thing I wish I would have brought are my favorite cookie, Fig Newtons. They do not have them here in Mexico, and I am sad. If you want to send me some, I like strawberry, I like fig, I don't care, but they don't have them, and I'm sad.
Some like specialty foods outside of Fig Newtons, if they're like your comfort food or your go-to, maybe pack a couple things of them so you'll have them when you're like really missing home and really just wanting to feel however that makes you feel. Fig Newtons.
Don't hate.
We are obviously, if you followed our channel at all, we're not cooks, but we do know that not necessarily in Merida, but if you're moving to smaller towns or cities in Mexico, some spices that aren't used in most Mexican dishes might not be available. In Merida, there's plenty of grocery stores with a wide variety of spices, but if cooking is important to you and you have like a bunch of go-to spices, maybe bring a couple extra jars of those just to get you through however many months. And now for what definitely not to do. So we never really thought of this, but a lot of people ship things to themselves. In an effort to make it easier, they figure, oh, I'll just pack light and then ship all of the toiletries that I want, or maybe my specialty food products, or whatever you think. We've read a couple of stories of expats who have done this. One horror story in particular, poor woman thought she was ahead of the game and packed super light. She was traveling with just her and her dog, and so she brought not a lot of things and shipped everything else to herself, including her like dog beds, medications, a lot of extra products for her skin and her hair. And the problem with doing that, which we had no idea, but we read about, was that customs will look at those items, and if they're unaccompanied, meaning you're not there, they're not in a suitcase, you're shipping them to yourself, they might think you're opening a store or trying to sell these products. So there's a much higher chance of them getting stopped at customs, and from what we've read and heard, it is a pain to try to get them out of customs. It takes days, weeks, months, sometimes they never come out of customs.
It's a nightmare.
It does not sound good. And this girl, she was stuck without most of her clothes, most of the things for her poor pup, and she just had a rough entry to Mexico. If you are an expat living in Mexico and you have a shipping tip for everyone that we're not aware of, please leave it in the comments. We would love to learn how you successfully ship large quantities of things to yourselves. We do know that you can buy things, like buy new things online, obviously Amazon, obviously Mercado Libre, and the other online shopping sites. That is no problem, but shipping things from your house in the States to your house in Mexico seems complicated. And not the easiest route to go if you're thinking this is gonna save you time.
So that wraps up our do's and don'ts. If you've got any more suggestions, obviously leave those below in the comments. We want to hear that. We did a live this past Saturday. Thank you so much to everyone who joined. It was so much fun.
So fun.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of questions, so we love that. And we're planning on doing that the first Saturday of every month, so stay tuned for more live with us. In the live, we did talk about how we wanted to bring our realtor Edna on to talk more about that. We had that scheduled, but some things came up, so we're unfortunately not able to do that for this week's video, obviously, but it's coming.
Another thing we mentioned in the live is we now have channel membership options, which is super exciting for us. If you want to continue supporting us beyond watching, liking, commenting, which we love, you can join our channel. We have 3 membership levels, all with different perks. And the official Caveinos, which is the top tier membership, comes with a exclusive member only live stream, which we're gonna be doing on the last Saturday of every month. Check those out. You can click the join button below to find out all the information about that.
We come out with new videos every Thursday, so stay tuned for what shenanigans we're going through in Mexico next week.
All right, here comes our tagline.
Hasta luego.
We'll see you next time.